So this is definitely a different type of video than what I normally do. I'm typically doing things like reviews, first impressions. Every now and then I'll do a ranking of some kind, but I now have another newborn in the house, and because I've been taking off a lot of time from my main job, I've had a lot of time to just kind of be at home and with my family. It can be very busy at a lot of times, but also there's plenty of times kind of throughout the day, primarily in the evenings, where I do get a little bit of time to just play some video games. And actually, one of my biggest inspirations to start my own channel was the Happy Console Gamer. Something that he does on a fairly regular basis is a games I'm playing video, where he just takes a little bit of time to talk about the games that he's currently playing. Some stuff that he's tried, whether it be demos, maybe games that he's going to have full reviews on in the future, or just some games that he's just dabbling, some, just checking them out for a little bit. And that's kind of what I want to do here in this video. I've been playing a couple of games here and there, and I'll just talk briefly on how I feel about these games and if I'm going to continue to play them more and more and maybe make a review on them in the future. And starting off, actually back in January, I played through a game called Mouthwashing. This was a story-driven, first-person, kind of psychological thriller experience made by a small indie team, and it only took me about maybe 2 hours to play, maybe 3 hours at most. Very short, very sweet experience. This was kind of an interactive movie. It was very interesting, very thought-provoking, and by the end of it, I did feel like I had experienced something that was very unique in this genre. Even just in the medium, as a video game, I felt like this was maybe something that could have certainly been told as a film, but when it's a game, it gives the player agency to walk around and explore and kind of go about their own pace, and I don't know, just an experience like Mouthwashing was so interesting. It was very unique. That's really the best word that I could give a game like this. I don't really want to talk about the story too much because I really think that it is worth just experiencing on your own. It is a video game experience. This is a great example of a video game as a piece of artwork, and I just really, really enjoyed it. Does it have issues? Yes, I definitely could have gone maybe 20 to 30 minutes less of its ending sequence. It kind of felt like it was dragging on for a little bit, but as just an overall psychological, thrilling experience as a video game, it's definitely worth checking out. So if you haven't checked out Mouthwashing yet, I played it on Steam. I can't even remember how much it was, but it may have been like 15 bucks or something like that. It might be cheaper than that, but I do remember feeling like the price that I paid for it was well justified because the experience was so good. So if you haven't checked out Mouthwashing, go check it out. It's great. Pretty recently, I made a video where I give a primer to the Metal Gear franchise. I talked about some great starting points in the Metal Gear series. If you've never played any of those games before, go ahead and check that video out if you haven't already. But as you can guess, I made that video partly because Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater, the remake of MGS3, is coming out later this year. But also, I got to play through the very first Metal Gear game, and I actually do plan on making a review for this one. It was pretty good. I mean, I'd played the game before when I was younger, but I think just playing it again with the context of the whole series, playing through that original Metal Gear game was a lot more fun than I remembered. And I used a guide this time around too, so I played through it in a pretty fast pace. I mean, at least faster, I think, than I did originally. And so, I don't know, just as a stealth game of, the time, I think it was really well done for, what it is. But other than that, also to continue prepping for playing Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater, I got actually 2 copies of Metal Gear Solid 3 for the PS2, the original Snake Eater, but also Subsistence, kind of the repackaged version of Snake Eater for the PS2, and just kind of played around with it for a little bit. I'm probably gonna not play through all of 3 again on the PS2 before Delta Snake Eater comes out, but I'm really pumped to play that. So Metal Gear has kind of been something that I've been playing. I played through Metal Gear and a little bit of Metal Gear Solid 3 in January, so that's kind of what I was doing for a little bit back then. One game that I actually never finished, but I have so far put in about 15 hours, and I'm kind of just hopping in and out of playing through this game, but that is Octopath Traveler 2. Octopath 2 is just in so many ways a step up from Octopath Traveler 1. I really recommend, if you've never played any of the Octopath games, just jump straight into number 2. There have been some little things here and there that kind of call back to the original Octopath, but so far as I can tell, as of now, this is kind of just this anthology series, similar to that of the Final Fantasy games. So you don't need to play Octopath 1 in order to enjoy or understand what's going on in Octopath 2. You're following these 8 characters around. They meet each other over the course of your adventure, and there's a larger narrative at hand that kind of ties everything together. And so far, from the gameplay to the visuals to the characters to just the overall storytelling, I really feel like Octopath 2 is, like I said, just such a step up from Octopath Traveler 1. So if I can get around to playing through this game this year, I do eventually want to give my full thoughts and opinions on Octopath 2, but that's just one game that I've been playing for a little bit. One game that I actually fully completed for the very first time actually was Kingdom Hearts Melody of Memory. I've talked a little bit about this game on the channel before, but I actually never completed its story. It's a fun rhythm game, and you can kind of just play this game at your own pace and lots of different ways. There's sort of an online mode where you can go against other players, but as far as I can tell, it's not really active anymore. I don't think many people, I've actually looked this up on Reddit, and other people have had the same issue as me, where they try to hop into a lobby and like they're not getting any matches with people. So that part is not really existent, but I will talk about the whole Kingdom Hearts franchise as individual games eventually. I'll do reviews for all of the games eventually, but I don't know if this makes me a bad Kingdom Hearts fan for only just now playing it, or does it make me actually one of the only good ones who really did sit down and play through the entire game from start to finish. I did all of the songs in the game, and that was my first time doing that, and I did enjoy the little story bits that we did get for the franchise. So that's one that I did finally finish. I just decided, hey, I'm just going to start this game from the very beginning and just play through it. So kind of at the end of January, that's whenever I got to sit around and actually play through all of Melody of Memory. And my kids sat with me and watched me play it too. There's lots of songs where they're just playing videos in the background, stuff from like Tangled and Frozen when you're doing the Kingdom Hearts 3 stuff. So they really enjoyed that, and I've heard them humming some of the songs from the game too. So I don't know, just kind of cool. I like this game a lot, probably a lot more than some other people, but for a lot of different reasons. In many ways, I think it's one of the weaker games in the series, but because I love the music so much, it kind of sits on a higher pedestal than some other games in the franchise as well. So let me know what you think about Kingdom Hearts Melody of Memory. And this one's a little more random. A buddy of mine from the church that I go to, him and his son, I believe his son is he's somewhere in between 7 and 9 years old, but they are playing through the original Ocarina of Time on the Nintendo 64, and just kind of getting to talk to him about that and talk to his son briefly about his experience of playing through this game, his very first Zelda game, and they're doing it on the original hardware and stuff. It kind of just got me back in the mood to play Ocarina of Time, but I'm not playing the N64 version. In fact, I'm playing through the 3DS remake on my PC with a whole 4K texture pack. So I actually just got the Master Sword. I just got to that point in the game where you are no longer child Link, and it's your first time being able to run around as adult Link, and I've just been playing through the game for a little bit. I've probably clocked in about 5 hours, maybe 6 hours or so in the game. I played through it originally on the Nintendo 3DS whenever I was maybe about 11, maybe 12 years old. Ocarina of Time 3D was my first Zelda game. I actually started my Zelda journey through the Ocarina of Time Time manga whenever I was in middle school. I was just such a fan of Kingdom Hearts back then. I was just getting into that series at that age, and I felt like the thing that I was liking about it was kind of the anime aspect of the Final Fantasy stuff. So I started watching a lot of anime at that time and reading manga. So I went to my local, it wasn't even my local library, it was my middle school library, and they had the like volume 1 and volume 2 of Ocarina of Time for, you know, just the manga version. So I finished that entire manga, and then I started playing Ocarina of Time on my 3DS. And at that time, I literally bought my 3DS for Dream Drop Distance that was coming out at the time. That was the newest Kingdom Hearts game coming out that I could, you know, I was on that hype train. It was the first time that I was like excited for a Kingdom Hearts game before it came out. So I had this console, and I think I had Kid Icarus Uprising at the time, and I got Ocarina of Time. So anyways, just all that rambling aside, I've just been thinking about Ocarina of Time since my buddy and his son are playing through Ocarina of Time. So just kind of, I don't know if I'm going to like finish this playthrough, but you know, just taking a trip down memory lane kind of. I've just enjoyed playing through it again. So speaking of the 3DS, I actually have been playing on my Nintendo DS, and I actually ordered one of these R4 cards in the mail. And if you don't know what these are, you can basically put a little SD card into your computer and download games from your computer, throw them on the R4 card, and you can just play whatever games you want on your Nintendo DS. There's a lot of DS games that I actually never got to play back in the day. And some of the games that I've just kind of been picking up and playing as of recently have been the Pokemon games. I've played Pokemon Red and I played Pokemon Blue on the Game Boy, just the original Game Boy, and I played Pokemon Fire Red on the Game Boy Advance, but I never played Generation 2, so I am actually playing through Pokemon SoulSilver on the Nintendo DS. So that's been kind of a fun one for me. My kids actually really like sitting next to me and watching me play that one as well. So it's just been kind of cool to see this other generation of Pokemon. Obviously, it's not the Game Boy or what was it, Game Boy Color versions of Gen 2 back then. This is the remake that came out for the Nintendo DS. So I'm not getting that authentic Gen 2 experience on those first consoles, but you know, just playing on my DS, it's been cool just to play it. I think with the announcements of the new Legends, Pokemon Legends ZA or whatever, Z to A, however they pronounce it, it's just one of those game series that I never really get too into whenever there is a new game that's out. But every time they announce something new, I do get excited to play the games that I missed. So right now, just kind of playing here and there Pokemon SoulSilver. I may eventually do sort of a Pokemon retrospective. Maybe not a full-on retrospective, but at least go through the games that I've played and their generations and review them. Just kind of give you my thoughts and opinions on the Pokemon games, but we'll see. I'm enjoying it right now. My kids are watching me play through it right now. Let me know what your favorite Pokemon game is. Have you played SoulSilver? Did you play whatever the other one was? Was it Heart Gold on the Nintendo DS, or did you play SoulSilver? Let me know. Maybe you played Crystal on the Game Boy Color. I don't know. Let me know down in the comments below. Another one I've been playing is Disco Elysium. That's actually kind of the one that I am more so I guess you could say involved in playing right now. I've been really enjoying playing this one. It's kind of like a CRPG. It's a little like a point and click narrative adventure game. The decisions that you make matter. There's like leveling. You can level up your, I don't know, skill tree, I guess you could call it. It's interesting. It's very weird. I don't really know how I feel about the game right now. I'm liking it. That's really the only thing I can say right now, is I'm liking it. But things do get a little weird. Sometimes the text can be a little too heavy for me at times. It's really a game that you have to be in the right mindset to play. So this is a game that I'm really only playing once people are asleep. Maybe my wife is upstairs just kind of by herself or something. Baby's asleep. She's, taking a shower or something, and or just, I don't know, reading a book or something. This is a game that I really can't experience at all with any other sort of background noise happening at the same time. You know, it's definitely not designed for that. This is a very immersive experience. So I've been playing this one a little bit as well. I want to say I'm about 7 or 8 hours into it right now, but I am enjoying it. And lastly, Avowed. I believe my review or first impressions video for Avowed will go up before this one, but I have played it just a little bit. Like I say in the review, I am going to shelve it for now. I would like to play Avowed after I've played Pillars of Eternity 1 and 2. When that is going to be, I'm not totally sure, but Avowed has been a decent enough experience. Not a whole lot has happened in that game to, I don't know, bring me to want to continue playing the game and see it through to the end as of this moment, but we'll see. I want to get there in the future, but just for right now, I'm shelving it so that I can play Pillars of Eternity 1 and 2. But yeah, that's everything that I've been playing. Those are some of the games that I've finished. One of the videos that I would like to record here pretty soon is my review for Alan Wake Remastered. That's one that I would like to do, as well as Silent Hill 2. I did finally get around to finishing Silent Hill 2, so those are two games that I do want to talk about later on the channel. I finished those back in December, but yeah, just wanted to really quickly make this video and give you just kind of my overall thoughts on some of the games that I've either finished or have been playing recently, just kind of on and off. So let me know all of your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. Have you played any of these games that I just talked about? Are you planning on playing any of these games? Are any of them on your backlog or anything like that? Let me know down below. And while you're down there, go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and the notification bell as well, so that you're notified whenever new videos like this go up. Also, while you're down there, go ahead and consider joining the Discord in the description below. We are just a small community of people who like to play story-driven games or RPGs and things of that nature. So if that's you and you want to join us, definitely click the link to join the Discord down below. Anyways, that's it. These are the games that I've been playing over these past few months. So let me know all of your thoughts and opinions down below, like I said. And with all of that said, I will see you all in the next video. Bye-bye.